America's newest nuclear bomb design has been successfully tested on the F-15E, making the Strike Eagle the first fighter jet to be officially compatible with the B-61-12 design. 2 test flights were flown twice in March at the Tonopah Test Range in Nevada. According to a release by Sandia Labs, the mock weapon was released on one test at about 1,000 feet and at nearly the speed of sound, while a higher altitude test occurred at around 25,000 feet. Both tests hit the target as designed. The B-61-12 program will replace the B-61-3, -4, -7, and -10 nuclear gravity bomb variants with a new warhead design. The warhead is being developed and produced by the National Nuclear Security Administration, a semi-independent agency located within the Department of Energy, while the Pentagon is developing new tail kit assemblies for the design. The U.S. Air Force's F-15 Strike Eagles have become the country's first strike fighters certified to carry the B-61-12 nuclear gravity bomb. The completion of the bomb's last round of testing was announced on June 8th by the Department of Energy's Sandia National Laboratories. And the Strike Eagle is currently the only aircraft in the world capable of deploying the munitions. The newer Strike Eagle variant benefits from conformal fuel tanks and improved avionics, which optimize it for a high-endurance strike mission, allowing it to fly close to the ground to evade detection with an advanced terrain tracking radar. The aircraft has a standard twin-seat configuration, meaning it accommodates a weapons system officer who is tasked with operating air-to-ground munitions. Commissioning of the B-61-12 into frontline service comes amid a broader effort by the United States to modernize its nuclear forces. Although it is extremely costly, the bomb is prized for its ability to deliver nuclear strikes of different size depending on the settings at the time of launch, making it an extremely versatile asset in the event of a nuclear war, with the U.S. Air Force fielding a fleet of around 200 F-15E fighters, and multiple other classes of aircraft, which are likely to also be equipped with the tactical nuclear bombs in future. The new munition type is expected to be manufactured in considerable numbers. 400 to 500 of the weapons are reported planned, and they have a service life of around 20 years. Critics of the B-61-12 weapons program specifically have highlighted the fact that such a precise, low-yield nuclear weapon could lower the threshold for a nuclear attack and thereby increase the likelihood that it would be employed relative to other classes of nuclear weapon. To the aircraft expected to deploy the bombs include B-2 Spirit and B-21 Raider heavy bombers, F-16C lightweight fighters, and F-35 stealth fighters. The F-35 is the only active stealth fighter designed to carry nuclear gravity bombs, and its bomb bays are designed to be deeper than those of the heavier F-22 Raptor, to specifically allow it to incorporate the B-61 and other similar munition types.
The U.S. Air Force is eyeing a wide range of possible non-traditional missions for the Boeing F-15 Eagle II, its latest fighter aircraft. Those future missions could include operating the F-15 as a command and control node, a platform for outsized weapons, and potentially as a key enabler in the service's concepts for manned-unmanned teaming. TWZ was on scene at Eglin AFB, the epicenter of F-15 trials, to get a first-hand look at what USAF testers were doing to prep the Eagle II for all the additional capabilities it could potentially assume in the future. The first emphasis for the F-15EX combined test team at Eglin Air Force Base, Florida, was the initial fielding of the fighter, ensuring the new Eagle II is suitable and ready to replace aging F-15C in Air National Guard units. The U.S. Air Force is recapitalizing single-seat F-15 squadrons as a primary objective, So initial suitability evaluation of the EX was mainly geared towards that direct replacement, said Major Aaron Kamikaze Eshkenazi, an F-15EX pilot assigned to the 85th Test and Evaluation Squadron Skulls at Eglin Air Force Base, with dedicated mission sets to prove that this airplane is ready to go into full-rate production. Those flights were intentionally flown solo because that's where the airplane is initially going. So we had to ensure we were not testing something that was not representative of what the CAF, Combat Air Force, or frontline squadrons is going to be starting out doing. The F-15EX takes the best of both the F-15C and F-15E worlds and combines that with all the enhancements that have been added to the jet. So when we talk about the U.S. Air Force of the future, we're actually pushing the F-15X into that future as a brand new platform, says Lieutenant Column Matthew Juice Russell, the Director of Operations at the 85th TES. We are inserting the F-15EX into the existing Eagle community, but it's 30 years newer than our most modern F-15E is, adds Russell. The tactics, techniques, and procedures that have been developed for the Strike Eagle easily transfer over to the EX. Plus, it has new technology to take it into the future. The two-seat F-15EX is an off-the-shelf version of Boeing's advanced F-15, and it comes as standard with a two-place cockpit. The F-15EX needs to be effective when flown in a single pilot configuration to mirror the current operating model of ANG F-15C units. The potential of flying with a Weapons Systems Operator, WSO, in the back seat is also being explored for a variety of possible uses and future mission sets. We have also flown with two aircrew on board, a pilot, and a WSO, so we are not staying too narrow, not over-focused, on just flying the jet solo, because there is an unknown sight picture of where the Air Force might want to go, says Eshkenazi. So all of those unknown quantities test our perspective to ensure this airplane is ready for whatever the Air Force ultimately decides to do with it. We aren't tying multi-role to having a two-person crew. We are absolutely not saying that if you're flying the jet solo, you can't do multi-role missions. It's about leaving our options open and covering all of that off from a test perspective. The Eglin-based Combined Test Force has immersed the Eagle II in realistic large-scale exercises as part of its introduction into the USAF fighter community to help testers understand exactly what the F-15X might be capable of doing and how it will be able to work alongside its brethren fighter aircraft. To illustrate how things run on the operational test side, literally 2 weeks after we received the second F-15EX from the Boeing factory, we took it to a large force employment at Exercise Northern Edge 2021 in Alaska, said Major Eshkenazi. We've been integrating it with the F-15C and the F-15E, and also with F-22s and F-35s to make sure the airplane is ready to go as soon as it hits the Combat Air Force.